I mean, I took in all the bills to CPS and the courts, and they ignored it. Everything I've taken to them, they ignored. They ignored my daughter's medical records that I brought in, that I had, showing that she's in perfect health, and that whenever anything occurred, that I took my daughter to the hospital right away. They ignored the fact that my children were ahead on their shots. They ignored the fact that my son was ahead on his shots, that he only got sick one time in his life. They ignored that. They ignored their dental records, which I brought in from the doctors, along with the doctor's name, number, and fax number, and thus far, they completely ignored that. Well, I used to do a lot for my kids. They knew all the kids in my neighborhood. I'd been there for like 11 years before they were born. And I knew all the children in my neighborhood. And so my children were constantly asked to birthday parties, to barbecues, dances, the beach. Every holiday event that occurred, we'd be at the community center doing activities down there with our children. I got free movies for the kids to go to, and we'd go to the beach, and we'd go to the park, and we'd go to the zoo, and multiple activities for them to do, because I wanted them to have a variety of things to do. And I basically wanted them to be worn out at the end of the night. So it really worked out. I enjoyed my children. I loved Christmas. I loved watching them open their gifts. When it snowed here in Seattle, I enjoyed watching them play in the snow. It was fun. Building a snowman, making angels in the snow, which was just totally awesome. I just loved being with them, but I was always very scared because of CPS. I've always been scared because I always wondered, hey, you know what? They're going to find something wrong. It's like, if my son has a cold, oh my God, you know, they're going to blame me for it. You know, and it'd be like, okay, you know what? What can I do to get that cold completely well? What can I do to make him well? So I'm thinking, okay, lemon, some honey, lots of rest, you know, make him some homemade soup with lots of parsley and garlic and onions and fresh chicken breast and a little bit of a little noodle, a little potato, a little carrot, you know, a little corn muffin for good measure for him to nibble on. You know, I just thought, well, how can I get him to get well? You know, because if he sneezes at school, I'm going to get blamed for it. So that was something that really had a lot of fear running through my head. Just being scared to be a parent and to have that insecure feeling of, hey, you know what? I'm a first-time parent, but I'm being judged every single day. Like whenever my kids go to school, if they bump themselves at school, they'd write a note, they'd send it home. But then I kind of wondered, hey, you know, am I going to get in trouble for this? You know, it's like my kid bumped himself at school. What can I have done? Should I make him go to bed 15 minutes earlier? Make him get, you know, more than 9-10 hours of rest? Because I think that's what I did on a daily basis. I do whatever it took to get them to relax at night. I play a lot of Mozart for them to get their rest and to slink themselves into a nice little sleepiness, which was awesome, you know, because I loved it when they woke up and they were refreshed. And my daughter, she was like really excited to go to school every single morning. She had a beautiful Spanish school. It was called El Centro de la Rosa. And she learned how to speak a little bit of Spanish, and she had friends that were beautiful cultures, you know, Spanish and, you know, a little bit of culture, beautiful, different food to eat, wonderful Mexican flavors that were delicious, you know. And she was excited about that. And then she had an awesome second school, which was called the University of Washington. It was called the EEU school for educational programs applied towards kids. So she had a different set of friends to run across. And that gave her a lot of joy. And I loved seeing the smile that she got when she got off the bus. I'd be like, you're happy that you got another school to go to? Does that really, you know, like cheer you up and make your day? But what I liked when both my kids were in 2 full-time programs is that it gave me time to do other things. For one, it gave me and my husband time to do our yard work because neither kid was home, so we could just really focus on the yard. It gave us more time to do more thorough cleaning of the house because neither kid were home. It gave us more time to like do the laundry together, you know, or just do something selfish like maybe take a walk together or take a nap in the afternoon or read a book or watch a show. You know, it gave me and my husband that free time just to be with each other, just to spend time alone. And when CPS dropped into our lives and they were just like, you know, your kids can't participate in 2 full-time programs. They need to be home so that way we can come and check on you. That was enough. That was enough in itself. And when they said, well, anyway, when your kids are in those programs, instead of doing the things that you really want to do, we want you to do this for us. And I'm thinking to myself, you know, that's another reason I've been unable to go back to work. It's because if I was to go work a full-time job and then I had to stop working all of a sudden and do what CPS wants me to do, then that's going to take a lot of money right out of my pocket. But after I gave birth to my daughter, I did have plans on going back to school and getting my culinary arts degree so I can get a black business loan and get a restaurant going. That was my goal. But CPS interfered with me for the rest of 2002, 2003, 2004, 2005. They didn't leave me alone till February 6, 2006. That's when they decided to bow out. So they took that many years from me as far as education that I could have done. I mean, I could have been done with school and I could have had my business, but no, they got in my way. Then by 2006, I was just exhausted. I thought, wow, I've been bothered for so long. And the only thing I really wanted to do was take both of my children away on a nice vacation. I wanted to take my son on a boat trip from Seattle straight to Canada for his birthday. And a week before that even occurred, CPS come knocking on our door saying something about, well, we think it's dangerous that you're looking out the window of your apartment. And I'm thinking, okay, we have a view of Rainier Mountains all the way around. And we look out the window every single day. And they said, well, we think it's dangerous because you're looking at the mountains. And I'm like, but the safety latches are on the windows. And we have the safety latch going. And they said, well, somebody complained that you were too close to the window looking out. Oh, okay. So I'm not supposed to look at the snow on the mountains or watch the sunrise every morning like we do. Oh, no, we think you're putting the kids in danger and we'd like to talk to your manager about it. So I call my manager. My manager says, hey, I'll be up there if you like. Then CPS is like, oh, I don't have time. I got to leave. And then my manager comes after CPS left and she goes, what are they talking about? And I said, we're looking out the window